Greetings, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. Thank you guys for stopping by. I am Galadon. You're watching Galadon Gaming, and I am watching some of the top players in the world and checking out their bases and then copying them. So this is a pretty common strategy from players like myself, but maybe, just maybe, there's a top player strategy that we are not quite picking up on here, and we're going to see that in just a minute. So what we're going into here is a speed build of what was at the time, I believe, the #1 player in the world's base. Most of those guys, you will see them have a base that says China or USA or whatever their name or nationality is on the screen spelled out with walls rather than their actual base, because they don't want to expose their real base to other players more than they have to. Obviously, the players that they face are going to see the base. So a lot of these players are switching their bases back. They can't have them switched back 24/7. They have to have the real base up at some point. But the question is, when do you know that it's their real base, and when could it possibly be a troll base? And what I mean by that is a base that looks real but isn't. Maybe it's a base that they used in the past that lost a lot, and maybe, just maybe, they've intentionally designed this base to be bad in hopes that you would copy it. That is entirely possible, you guys, and maybe that's what we saw here. Now this base, when I looked at it, looked pretty reasonable. It's not that far off from other bases we've seen. It seemed like a base that might defend well. Obviously, unless you are in the other player's clan or you've attacked the base, you can never see where all the traps, the spring traps, the push traps, the mines, and the hidden Tesla are. So that part kind of is going to vary. It's your best guess. I kind of set things around, a little chain reaction push traps going there, trying to defend from air on the left-hand side for the most part. And we got in, got a battle underway, and this is what happened on defense. Yeah, so I don't know. So we went back in to watch because this is some crazy stuff. I mean, I could understand getting 2-starred, but getting 3-starred immediately, pretty unusual. I mean, 3 stars for a fully maxed out Builder Hall 6 is a very strange thing. We get in here and notice that he has just wiped out my base using pretty straightforward Mitch, Night Witches, and Beta Minions. And the Night Witches not even spread out, just dropped right behind the battle machine, everybody coming in from the top and going right at the air bombs. The bats do most of the work and the minions survive, but watch the battle machine right here as he's just barely going to survive and get another activation. He also didn't head after the crusher, instead passing it for that gold storage right here. Look at that, unbelievable, almost no hit points left, and the battle machine continues on. And the battle machine just so critical in this style attack because he's the only tank to protect those witches, and he's done it for a long time, even drawing the roaster away. Again, getting another ability triggered right here. And guess who else is triggered? Well, I hate to say it, but maybe just a little bit, getting 3-starred after spending all that time building that base. Of course, I showed you the base build in fast forward. It didn't take me 30 seconds. I mean, come on. So a 3-star, and obviously decided that maybe that wasn't the best base to use. So back to the drawing board, but let's try it one more time. We'll go to the top player in the world. We'll go to his base. We'll see that it's kind of unusual. Now this one, I'm a little suspicious right away of this base layout. It looks a little bit strange. It could be intentionally trying to be misleading with the weird wall on the left, the open gap wall on the top left, and this wall on the right hand side. I don't know. But either way, we're going to get into another speed build, copy this player's base, and see how it holds up as we trash the old base. Obviously, that didn't work so well. So RIP the other top player's base, and in will come a speed build for this other base. Now, a couple of tips here. I do generally like to start from a point of reference when I'm looking at the other player's base. Now, at this point, I had a screenshot up on my computer, and then I'm sitting here on my phone or my iPad watching the screenshot on the computer. Makes it much easier than trying to go back and forth. And then I also like to start the build in a corner. That way I know I'm not going to get cut off by it being the wrong size. The dimensions worked out pretty well. I will note that I made an error when I was trying to copy this base. I will get back and fix that eventually. Let me know if you see the error. As we get through this, laying the rest of the structures down, and it's going to be another one of those similar to a double bracket base. We've seen some evolutions of this, obviously, because of the way the battle machine paths, because of the way the crusher works, and the stinking guard post units always working to draw that battle machine in and let him land right on top of a crusher when he's not even targeting it. So yeah, it's frustrating, but it's the reason that you're going to see most bases look like this. They want to force that player to have their battle machine run in and get stomped. So last but least, we drop all the accessories out here. I don't know why I bought all these stinking stone paths. What a pain. I got to sell these things because every time I change a base design, I've got to lay out all of those. Again, guessing on the bombs, the traps, the mines, the Teslas. I'm going to put the Tesla over here, the Tesla singular. That's Builder Hall 7, I think. But I don't know. Maybe. Could there be another one? Probably. I don't know. Maybe it's 8. Maybe it's 9. What? Builder Hall 9? Confirmed? Leaked? What? No, stop. Okay, anyway, here's the error in the base. There it is. I left the 3 spaces between those 2 lines of walls. We did correct that to 2 spaces. And, of course, went out, found an opponent to do battle with, and we're going to skip straight over from the offensive attack to the defensive portion. Let's just assume I got like a, 65% 2-star. And yes, my opponent is early in his attack, so that means my attack went pretty quickly. No comment. Anyway, so he's got barbarians and archers. He doesn't need bombers to get through the walls, obviously, because I've left the open gap. It's just a matter of him trying to create that path to the Builder Hall. Ideally, you're looking at trying to take out one or the other crusher. One of the crushers should go down just so that the battle machine can get in there and get that path without getting crushed. Now, this attacker isn't quite going to get that job done, but we'll see with a lot of patience, he gets close enough that, well, yeah, it goes well for him. Let's just say that. All right, so there's an archer out there on the left-hand side getting that clock tower, so maybe a small design flaw in this base, maybe an intentional flaw. Is it possible I got trolled by the #1 player in the world putting up a fake base? It's entirely possible. It would be a pretty cool trick to help keep your actual base under wraps for at least a little bit longer. But you'd have to switch out immediately every single time you battle. Then you switch back out to the fake base in hopes that more players don't see it who happen to be looking at your base while you're doing battle. So 53%, he's gotten the first star. You can see here he only had 2 archers remaining. But they're going to do a pretty good job on this crusher. While they can't get it down by themselves, they will bring it down to the point that there's only 1 shot needed from a battle machine. And sure enough, here he comes. Also, you'll notice the guard post units are down, so there's no chance of them pulling the battle machine past the crusher. He takes it out. Okay, well, it's more than 1 shot, almost 1 shot. In come the barbs. Of course, they're going to be safe. They are going to get in there and annihilate everything else in their path. And quickly, we're about to lose the Builder Hall. There goes the 2nd star. And as you can see, well into the 70s, 71% 2-star. And base #2 from a top world player gets crushed, and so do my dreams. Oh, hey, who put that there? All right, so let's check out some comments. Punks2 says Lucky 9. Let's change it up from Lucky 9. I want you guys to leave the next 3 words that you plan on saying when you leave this video out loud. Type them in the comments below. Let's see what that is. Some other ideas for videos. These guys wanted Max King versus every King, Max Grand Warden versus every Grand Warden. That is definitely something that we could make happen in the future. Dylan says, is Galadon saying that crushers defy laws of physics? So does most everything in COC. That's not true. Healers have wings. That's why they fly. Alex wants a base for Town Hall 4. Can anybody else help Alex with his Town Hall 4 base design? Oh, I know. Hit the upgrade button. All right, next up, Robert says, I got so triggered when you said offense is OP. 10 versus 11 2-stars are 35 to 40% top war clan, 10 versus 10, 15, 20. He's talking about clan war, and obviously, yes, and that's the tough part. How do you balance trophies versus clan wars? Maybe 10s and 11s are balanced right now in clan war, but they're certainly not in trophies. And that is a tough situation to grab and get both of those balanced at the same time. Not sure how that's going to happen. Then a few players from my clan and Kanan Mohan pointed out that the level 11 and 12 archers are pretty much the same. The cloak time doesn't actually change. That may be a bug and hopefully something they will fix in the future. But technically for right now, it's useless to upgrade archers to level 12. And last but not least, the
Galadon, I think it's best I handle this one.
Fine. But you don't get to talk at the end.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead.
Lucky $17. That's right.
Well done, Peter. All right. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the episode. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for the earliest possible update and sneak peek information. Keep those video suggestions coming. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Be optimistic. Never let anybody get you down. And come back again tomorrow for more full attacks. Don't even think about it, Peter.
Golly,